Ladies and gentlemen, we begin our knowledge fiesta with our keynote speaker. He is Chief of Business Operations, Reliance Retail Ltd, India's largest retail company. He is also Director of Reliance Brands Limited. He has over 25 years of experience in business management, finance and information technology, in retail, telecom and the hydrocarbon sectors. He has held several senior positions in the Reliance Group, including CFO of Reliance Retail. He takes a keen interest in business process innovation, especially in the areas of marketing, customer experience, big data analytics, mobility solutions, and automation. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together and warmly welcome our keynote speaker, Mr. Ashwin Khasgiwala.
Good morning, everyone. First of all, let me thank Mr. Kumar Gopalan, Raj Gopalan, Dr. Hitesh Bhatt, Mr. Biju Kurian, and Gautam Jain, and everyone at RAI for organizing every year this fabulous 2 days where we as retailers, all of us get this opportunity to connect as well as to exchange our thoughts and think in these 2 days how we can really progress our journey in retail. As retailers, our biggest challenges are almost over now in terms of whatever we have seen during the pandemic period. And while that is done, we live in a period of optimism and also, so to say, a bit of turbulence also. This year and the last year, this year started well, and the last year we have seen recoveries from the pandemic period, and also while that was on, a lot of uncertainty in terms of periodically slowing down type of scenarios or lack of spending in discretionary spends by the customers, and various war and geopolitical uncertainties which happened across the globe in several parts of the world. And yet we have seen aspirational customers in India. We've been largely lucky to have a very stable situation, and the post-pandemic recovery and the growth in terms of Indian customers being able to really support in spending and in terms of retail has been extremely encouraging. So we have not been affected so much in this part of the world, but naturally the global trends have had its whatever was the impact, so to call. In all of this, we believe that agility and reconfiguration of our business models and adapting to the time has really helped, and I would say everybody in this hall would have experienced that the businesses have grown and we are on a very good trajectory in terms of progress in this year. From a trends point of view, and I think these two lights are extremely strong actually on the face, so you can't see anything down. So in terms of the trends, there are some really key trends which are really emerging, which were always there in terms of ever since we have been talking about retail, but very specific and contextual to the current times. In terms of really they are opportunities and also challenges if we don't do well. So the most important I would say is in terms of omnichannel. We have talked several years about omnichannel, but in the post-pandemic period, omnichannel has become extremely important now because all those who were physical retailers, basically the customer has really become very savvy in terms of the online situation in a very large proportion during the pandemic period. So omnichannel really benefits the physical retailers by adding that channel and working well. At the same time, those who were only online, they also experience the challenge in terms of the customer being really wanting to go out and see and visit the stores. So only those who are only omni-channel probably also feel the only offline online channels feel the need to become physically oriented, touch with the customer, and at least give a visibility to the customer in terms of a physical presence. In terms of when we say the physical connect still or a online connect, the customers really are now connecting with various kinds of means, and technology enabled scenario is really helping in terms of the need of the customers to really be assisted in terms of selling. So the voice enabled technology which is assisting the customers in various ways, whether it is in the customer relationship management or it is in terms of really searches in the online scenario using the voice-based technologies. These are the emerging trends in terms of catching it early, and it requires obviously some effort in terms of the technology to be put and what is relevant for the respective retailer according to their business model and the ethos. But really this aids in terms of the customer experience and the reach to the customer. In terms of in-store efficiency, improvement has extremely gained pace in the time now, because it's not the pure traditional retail where you just put the product and have lots of people standing around. The cost in terms of doing this sometimes becomes very formidable, and as the salaries keep increasing, it can catch up a big time. So really, with technology and with people in the store, and increasing efficiencies is a very important focus which needs to be kept in mind. In terms of when we say omni-channel, the modes of payment, the kinds of modes of payment, we have been always progressing. India has been the most advanced in terms of adopting a unified payment and the digital payment. So now hardly anybody carries cash. I mean, everybody has either one of the means of digital payment is what people are using. So that movement towards the digital payment, so the retailer really has to be agile and keep constantly upgrading to the modes of payment. And when I say modes of payment, it is a lot of the products which come in along with financing, and somebody suddenly comes in with financing, and that mode of payment becomes extremely important. If the retailers are not agile to interfacing with those modes of payment, the customer really tends to shift to that particular retailer who will be giving those kinds of conveniences. In terms of social commerce is a very important trend which we are living in the period of social commerce, and we see very, very high connect of the customer with social commerce. And in terms of marketing and being serving the customer with familiarization of products or familiarization of your offering, social commerce plays very important role. And it can be as simple as just launching the product, or familiarization to really click and connect and bring them to your platform. And the whole ecosystem of influencers and OTT is playing a very important role now in terms of the advertising. More or less everybody spends their free time in some kind of on the phone situation where they entertainment along with really interventions of these marketing is the most sought after and effective means which we see now in terms of connecting with the customer, and of course the technology which really is personalizing the customer's preferences, their choices, really with the information of the customer, and feeding in that information into the marketing which goes through these mediums is really an effective channel, which is an emerging trend and opportunity. Obviously, it comes with a cost, but an effort also. So every organization really uses it in some way or the other. But really using it effectively is extremely important with the knowledge of how to use it. Otherwise, a lot of money gets blown into it without any return on that investment. So this is a very important point to be really kept in mind by retailers in the current times. The another trend which we are seeing is in terms of in our times is about the beginning towards the sustainability mindset. When we go abroad and look at globally, there are lots of countries where this is an absolute requirement. If your organization is not mindful of sustainability, then probably in those countries, probably they are out of business. In India also this trend is picking, and in the time to come, we believe that this will become extremely important in terms of connect with the customer, and the customer is, as we see in today's time, the customer is willing to pay a bit of a more price, bit of a premium for those who care for sustainability and are aware in terms of sustainability, whether it is in terms of product or packaging or all kinds of facets of the offering. But sustainability is there to stay and to grow as a mindset in the minds of the customer, and it really needs to be really focused on in the time to come. Similarly, premiumization and up-marketing the product has also picked up. We have seen that customers, as the spending power and the thought process of the customer is moving towards more and more aspirational, and affordabilities are increasing, premiumization of the products is really rewarding, and organizations cannot ignore this aspect. Those who are in mass business need to think of how they can also be adding some flavor of premiumization towards their offerings. The another trend which we are seeing in our times is about D2C. Whatever be the retailer's way of operating, the customer is looking towards more and more D2C type of scenario, because the customer believes that when a D2C offering is there, probably there is nobody in between, so there is a really great passing on the benefit to the customer. And at the same time, D2C comes with a mindset of quality, or people think that this is a new operator or a new product, so there will be a lot of investment by the retailer or the person who has, or the business which has started it. So really, when a D2C offering is there, the customers are really attracted towards a D2C offering with a good quality, of course. And the only thing where I think, and also the mindset of Make in India comes in if it is an Indian operator, and that brings national pride. So D2C is a phenomena which is really picking up, and probably it will be the talk of the situation in the current periods, coming periods. However, obviously it has a problem, and the inherent thought process is required in terms of when it acquires scale. So really it's very easy to start small and do everything with personalization, maintain everything. But when it goes to scale, that is where really the test of the retailer comes in. So I think with that kind of effort which requires to scale and to benefit from the scale, as well as to maintain the quality and the offering at the time when scale is achieved, is extremely important for the D2C retailers or D2C offering by existing retailers. Just to say on, really I think enough is talked, and there will be talking on personalization, technology, artificial intelligence, using all these, what is the technology of the time and which has become affordable and available to everybody in a simpler way. I think there is no substitute to that. And while we do all this, I think the basic analytics, which were the core metrics of retail, cannot be given go by. They all have to be factored in terms of with more analytics, using the AI-based technologies and really monitoring them and taking action on what are the outcomes of this is extremely important. It is not only just about customer analytics, it is lot many things in terms of the business efficiencies. So that brings in the element of the cost control, because really the costs are constantly going up. And the most important, I want to say in terms of, before just summing it up and closing my talk, is that as we see in our current time, the most important element of our business has become now supply chain, because the element of reaching to the customer and delivering to them has got added in our times, which previously was just bring it to the store, and then it was two first mile and mid mile was there. The last mile has got significant importance now in terms of reaching to the customer. If we are not able to plan the last mile and the logistics of really reaching from anywhere to anywhere, any product, because you can't keep every product in the close vicinity of the customer when you are talking of an endless aisle or a very large assortment. So really optimizing on the delivery part of it, the supply chain cost has become a very important focus in our current times. And again, very important is the customer mindset when we say is delivery without friction. When we say delivery without friction, the simplest example is in the morning, a lot of subscription players actually send the product as a subscription service of food. Now, that is the classic example of frictionless, that you don't wake up the customer in the morning and you trust and you leave it how people are taking a picture and leaving it there for any dispute. But really, it requires every retailer to figure out how they are going to do frictionless delivery to the customer. It's a very important expectation which the customers will have. And again, along with that is the shipping transparency. The customer needs to know exactly when they are going to get the product. That has a very important element in terms of success of our current businesses for all of us. So with this, I think we have a lot of things, as Dr. Hitesh said, in the 2 days to come. And once again, thank you for having me here and giving me the opportunity to speak to all of you. Thank you.